Alright, it looks like we are alive. So, I'm here, ready to play some chess. So we'll see how that goes. Just doing 5 minutes, so we're up to 12:58. It's the same opening as before I just dealt with. We'll see if we can beat this crazy man. And he waited a while to take, I don't know why. A little bit strange. A little Gatorade and creatine mixture as I slowly move closer to the time that it is to train. If it goes there, we can take, and then I kind of want to move up to there, just so this is open, so I can bring that down, bring that up, do all that fun stuff. All right. This is kind of hanging. it's kind of just chilling. Didn't recognize it. He might recognize it now because he has 3 pieces stacking it. I do have that piece supported though, at least. If he doesn't notice, then we can do that and be protected. Alas, he noticed. Unfortunate. So we are down upon our lives are over as we know it. I think I'm going to turn the air down in my house a little bit. I am sweating to death. Sweating to death. It's only 84 out though, so it's not too bad. But more air conditioning, the better. Alright, so that guy's still protected. Move over to there. I feel like if I go to there, it's probably good. Alright, so he didn't notice that, so that's bad for him. That is not good. So we're doing well on time. We're going to be up material now, which is also always good. Always good to be up. I don't really care if he takes it. I don't think it matters. We just push up to there. I mean, obviously, if he takes, we just get a free rook. But you recognize that. So what we can do here is go, ah-ya, and attack. And then we need to start shoving all these guys up. Start the little army of pawns I have going. So taking here is probably not smart when I can just do that, and then I have a passed pawn. And that guy's just kind of vibing. He's got a rook. Lead him to the promised land. And the queen is supporting that piece, but we can just throw the knight up there, get that knight involved a little bit, and see what's up. Just kind of ask them all, you know, what's going on? I guess that rook is kind of just chilling. Tis not a good spot. Oh, that guy's just still chilling there. Is he not just not going to notice? I feel like he has to notice. He's not noticing. That's actually kind of wild. I guess because he has a checkmate that's there. There's a couple things we can do here. We're just going to throw that out there. He has to take with his queen. And then just going to save our guy. Yeah, this one's all ogre. Unfortunate. Could have played better. We're actually going to not do this one. I'm going to do 3-minute chess. Get a little more time, or get less time, but get to play a little bit faster. Hmm. No. Oh, wow. Just didn't see that. Big yikes. Alright, let's lock in. I guess we'll take there. Nice, just taking everything. Trading everything. Get that guy involved. Oh, that's good. I get that. Oh, he resigned. Somehow he got checkmated. I was like, how did he manage to do that? All right. We're on a winning streak now. Make it 2 in a row. 2-time. Ooh, I don't know. Feeling the pressure. Good move. Oh, unfortunate. Win streak of 1. Hmm. Oh. Okay. That was certainly a legal move he did. All right, so we got a 1-game winning streak going. Go for 2. We're just gonna push the pawns into his face. No mercy. Ooh. 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 We're pawn merchants. My pawns are up so far. My pawns kind of wilding out. I meant to go up 2. But that's aight. But that'd be aight. I think that's correct, because now I'm threatening there. We can take there. My pawns are just so far up, it's insane. It's literally crazy. So he's going to want to go to there. Almost assuredly. We can give him a check there. You just have to pay attention, because there's a mate in one if I, don't pay attention. All right. So now we are structurally secured. We can go ahead and take this pawn. Go ahead and take... Well, we can't take it yet. Can't really take it yet. I kind of feel like we just go into there. We're up 2 points of material, so taking the pawn that's there could be good. Could be good. But that pawn's not there anymore, so I don't feel like I'm in danger. Alright. We're gonna sack this knight. We're down a ton on time. I'm playing really slow. Not good. Oh, no. Whoops. Dang, I just played too slow. I was in a good spot, and I just forgot that I was the time restraints. Alright. We had a chance to redo it. Gosh darn it. It just takes there. This one's all over. Now we just try to play fast. Yeah. We just move to the next one. Can't make moves like that and expect to win. Really messed that up. Well, at least I kind of got a free win here. Keep doing that. I meant to go up two spots instead of one. It's just not that big of a deal. Just have to make sure I'm playing at a good enough pace and don't do anything too stupid. Get this all connected. Yeah, I'm kind of hanging out till I want to go and train. It's quite warm today, but block work and stuff today. So it's pretty productive today, getting I'd say I didn't really technically have to do any grad work today, but getting some grad work done and recorded a chess video for my little chess channel that I have. Yeah, I mean, 84's a lot better than 90. I think yesterday was 90. So it certainly could be worse, but yeah, what is the weather in this my phone said it was that, so I guess it's a high of 87 today. Which is still pretty. The real feel is 93, but it looks like the humidity is less. Do you see that flooding in Texas? It's insane how many people died from that. I knew, like, flooding, flash floods and stuff can happen. Like, I really wonder why it was so devastating. Like, it feels like when there's flooding and stuff like that, I don't know, maybe it's just that specific area. Like, if it was like a really like big popular campground, that it was just like a devastating spot specifically for it to be. It's hard to know. Yeah, just went on the weather thing. That's why I was thinking about it. Oh, that's just a free rook. Oh, I should have just. Oh my gosh. Big. Oh no. Never mind. Yeah, like maybe it's just because it was. I don't say necessarily like a remote place, but just from the general location that it was at, that people couldn't get out of that area very quickly. I mean, clearly, if there was that many people that perished from that kind of thing, it's just kind of crazy to think about. There we go. So I think it's up to 89. I really don't know, like, I mean, if they, just started flooding, I guess it was by a river or something, like they just comes up and floods everything and everything just kind of gets washed away. Like, I don't know what you could really do to prepare for that kind of thing, because I would assume that, like, most people probably knew, like, oh, it's supposed to rain today or whatever, but just I don't think anyone can anticipate such an aggressive level of flooding and then just rapid. I think they said it happened in like 45 minutes, just like not being able to do anything in that amount of time, especially like while it's happening. Probably you're probably not anticipating that it's just like, oh, it's just going to destroy like we're not going to be able to get out. What? Crazy. Look, Texas a couple years ago had that like freezing and stuff that a bunch of people had issues with. It's not really a Texas specific problem, but like, yeah, when you have like that crazy weather or some sort of like system like that, certainly makes life a little bit more difficult when you don't typically have that kind of stuff. At least when you think flooding, you don't really think well, I guess it kind of does happen. Yeah, that's kind of like the big benefit of the Midwest is like you have to deal with the winter. But although there was in Xena, Ohio, if you look up the Xena, and it's a weird, I think it's in eastern Ohio. It's like equal distance. It's east of where I am, but south of Columbus, I think. But that tornado that happened a long time ago was, I think, one of the most, I don't know if it was necessarily the most devastating, certainly like in Ohio, the most devastating tornado. But what made it so devastating is that it, there are occasional tornadoes in Ohio and stuff like that, but it's not like there's any preparation, because at least in, Kansas and stuff like that, like they have them all the time. So they're not necessarily able to anticipate them better, but there's usually more things that they can do to prepare for it. But that Xena, Ohio, I think it was, I have actually, like it was a while ago, but there were people that, I think there was, the secretary at my school was talking about how when she was, I don't know how long ago it was necessarily, but when it happened, like it destroyed, they just lost their home, you just lose everything. Why won't you let me go? Let me go. Let my people go. Let my people go. That's not what I meant. Not what I meant. What a clan. It was in 1974. It was an F5 tornado that killed 32 and injured 1,100 people. So that was, and like what made it really bad was it just wasn't ever, there wasn't any like preparation that could be done for something like that for that kind of area, because it never happens. This guy needs to stop harassing me. I was originally given an F6. Oh, crazy stuff. I'm running away. Oh no, I'm down on time. Golly gee willikers. Oh my goodness. OMG. Ready or not. Weekend was really nice. I mean, I was able to train normally yesterday, like with a light training session, but that traveling home was it's always nice. But it's nice when it correlates to good training as well. It's not always the case when you drive a whole bunch, but it was cool to be able to lose this game, unfortunately. Unfortunately, playing too slow. But it was really fun to go up there and this upcoming Sunday, my sister is getting married up north, so I might be able to train there again. But that part made it really nice, and I still got some grad school work done, which is not while I was up there, but when I came back. Or did I do any? No, I didn't. I don't think I did anything yesterday. But I'm not. I'm well far ahead of that, which is really nice. So I'm ahead in all of that regards, which is with the 3 classes. Nothing is particularly difficult, but it's definitely I'm definitely feeling the more of a crunch to stay more organized, but productive overall. But how was yours? It seems like your lifting went well, or has been going well the last couple days. Let me go there. Attack. 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 Probably wants to go there. Because he's mean. Tis mean. I think we're still okay. I don't feel okay, but I think we're okay. Oh, all right. This is other really good news. So the tier shoes that I have, the rubber sole at the bottom is starting to come off of it just slightly. But I got in contact with tier support, and I basically just asked them, like, is this something that I should expect? Like, I bought these back in January, and I didn't. I think I texted them, or there was like a text, like you text message them for their customer support. But I texted them before the holiday, so I didn't anticipate getting a message till today. But they were going to send me a replacement pair, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the holiday weekend will make that. But apparently they're going to send me a replacement pair, which is good, because the shoe still works, but it's one of those things, like, you start to see it. Like, I don't want to have to be constantly repairing the shoe and just having to continually fix it. So can I just ignore him? I was actually rather surprised about that. I thought they would just say it's tough luck. But when I was up at the gym, I was talking with some people about shoes, and apparently that's a pretty common issue with the new Tier Force, the rubber, plastic, or whatever that, like, sole at the bottom coming unattached. But as I sent them a picture of it and stuff, and I was like, they're probably not gonna, they're probably not gonna do anything. And that's what I was fully anticipating, is them just saying, like, here's a $10 gift card, like something really minimal. I didn't expect to, like, here's a replacement pair, but really impressed with it, because, like, I was pretty disappointed with it when I noticed that, and I was like, you kind of hope that a premium shoe, and I kind of view Tier as, maybe it's not premium, but you kind of, in my mind, I view it as a company that wants to be seen as a premium product. And when you have a product that is wanting to, or is a high-end premier product, you anticipate it lasting a lot longer than 6-7 months. So hopefully and the thing is with me too is, I don't necessarily have any sort of allegiance to a Tier product per se. I just I like how it fits on my foot. It's purely like, aesthetically they look nice, the Tier 4s, and like functionally they work fine. But like the Romaleos, which I love, like aesthetically the Romaleos are still so pretty, but it's just unfortunate that it's just is too small. It's too narrow on the mid part of my foot. And this person just stopped. It's time to stop. It's time, because I can't do anything. You're just chasing me around. Oh my gosh. Alright, so. Oh, I don't know. Can't even move. Alright, we'll go there. We're up on time. Which is good. Yeah, but I'm really impressed because I was actually 100% ready to give Tier a negative review of the shoe, like update it, which I think it might be good to still do an update about that because I mean, not that it's a mandatory thing for. Oh gosh. Oh no, you can't move. All right, we're chilling. We be chilling. We be chilling. We are chilling. We're big chilling. I'm big scared though. But it certainly makes me more willing to purchase from them again, knowing that there is, safety in the purchase. I'm not gonna get, I'm not gonna buy it and then it be immediately screwed when it breaks down. But it makes me curious too, because other people said like we had it for like a week and it started to come apart, and you don't see anyone wearing them or using them. It makes me curious if they like even tried to reach out to the support to try to get support, I guess, to get something, to get them to do something. Man, I'm in a bad spot here. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate. So I don't know when those will get here, but the other shoe works fine for now. I mean, like, I think they would probably be fine for a while potentially. I just like when that piece starts to come off, it's hard to know like how much maintenance you're gonna have to do on it, how much shoe goo you're gonna have to use. But I would imagine between the two shoes that they would last a good amount of time. But I kept looking; they have some good deal, at least before July 4th. I don't know if they still have their sale or whatever going on. But they had some good deals, and I was like, I kind of want to get another shoe, but I'm like, this one's gonna break, and I don't know how they're gonna handle it. It kind of makes you want to buy more, but I really don't need more shoes. I get so many, and that still function. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not just I have a pair of shoes. I have shoes that are functional and comfortable. Attack. Attack. But I also don't know if that's something that they would do for their regular shoe. If that's just like a Tier 4s. I wonder if that's just like just how they manufacture it isn't as, I don't say consistent, but like there's more potential issues. I'm sure when you are adding more adhesives and stuff like that, that there is just a higher potential for errors or issues to arise. Probably gonna go to there. Probably gonna go to there. I should have went down one more spot. I've ruined my life. Yeah, they actually just texted me the new order number. Actually, crazy good service. Actually reminds me a lot of when I had ROM 3s, and I think it might have been the bottom too, but they were coming apart. And I remember Nike was just like, yeah, just like, we're going to ship it to, they shipped a replacement pair to a store. And I just had to bring my old pair. Yeah, I mean, like, ooh. Ooh. All right, we got to cancel. We got to cut our losses. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those things, like, if you already have comfortable shoes, there's not really a point of getting different ones. It's just purely if you like the aesthetics of a different shoe. But I will say, as far as, like, the tier shoe size goes, the toe box is just, it's nothing. It's irrelevant. But the midpoint of the outside, that fits my foot just a lot better. So that part, it's just made it be like, okay, this is, it actually reminded me to how I have a Reebok pair, and those ones are really comfortable as well, and that's what it kind of reminded me of, that kind of fit. But yeah, like the actual like tier force, the only reason to get those is if you like the aesthetic of it. I do like when they're like, it increases power, or it does, you know, extra magical stuff, and it's just, yeah, if it increased your power by any percent, it, like, if stuff like that was truly effective, then every single shoe on the market would look like that, and everyone would pay $1,000 for them. If it was like, it increases your power by 10% or whatever, you know, they claim. If it actually allowed you to exert more power, can you imagine how valuable a shoe like that would be? It would be actually unhinged how much those would go for people, or how much people would pay for those. Weightlifters already pay a lot for shoes. Imagine a shoe it's could be actually demonstrated to like increase your leg strength or like your power output in like in a way that's measurable. Like you're, you know, they have 100 people do a power snatch, and everyone can go with that shoe does more. I don't know. I don't know how exactly they would even test that. I say, hey, what's going? Ooh, we have a minute more time in this guy. We are cooking him. He's getting cooked. Cook, they cook, 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 cook. Yeah, I mean, triples in a lift, especially with this kind of, you mentioned in your video, like the just the temperature. I don't know how you do cleans with no shirt on. I'm not confident enough to lift with no shirt on in general, but I literally, like, doing cleans without a shirt to me is like, I don't even know how that's possible. Like, I'm pretty sure it would just skip off my chest. Like, it would skip like a rock off my chest. Because I have had to do that in years past, when it's been like the summer months and it's just unbearable. You know, it's just, you sweat through all your shirts. Um, mm, mm. So we do the simple move and just take. Yeah, no, I 100% get that. It's very hot, but I just don't get, even with the neural leg, how it doesn't just, my bar slips down when I have just a t-shirt on still. E uh ooh e ooh. You're actually a psychopath. I think that's what we can conclude. I don't know. I'd have to I'd have to use so much chalk. It's actually impressive that it actually just, it's impressive that you can actually chalk enough for it to actually stay. All right. I actually played that really well. Helps that I'm not very good. See, that's the thing is like I don't know if I could clean like 70 kilos with without a t-shirt on. As soon as I get any sort of sweat, it would just be shooting off my body. I have failed easy percentage front squats that have just like when I don't just chalk everything up a ton. But I think that just comes down to me just being a sweatier person because I have that same problem with like my hands where every single set I'm just having to like reapply every so much chalk that it's really annoying. Even if I use straps, I have to put more chalk on. It just gets so sweaty. All right, we got a passed pawn. He is a passed pawn too. Said I disconnected for a second. That's a little concerning. All right, we got to lock in. All right, I thought I lost. I thought I timed myself. Thank goodness. Let's see. Throw pawns at him. He'll never see it coming. I've been making my own like pour over coffee, and I feel like it tastes better. Also makes me not drink as much because like this container, I can't fill up as much. So it might be the strat. St. Vincent and St. Grenadines. Also figured out how to make cane sauce, or at least an equivalent. Um, it's like mayonnaise, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and pepper and garlic. You just kind of put that in a little thing, mix it together. It makes chicken taste so good. Now, the only issue I have now is I'm using full fat mayonnaise, so I know it's better tasting because of that. And if I get some light mayonnaise, because I was actually a Noel, that bodybuilder guy, he had a video describing how to make it with Greek yogurt and with the mayonnaise as well. I tried the Greek yogurt version and I did not like the taste of it. It was difficult. I don't know who you are, Brode, so probably not. Probably not. I'm not very good, so you're not going to learn much from playing me. It's what I've noticed, it like shorts are very random like that, because I will have like the weight you actually do is very irrelevant, but I've noticed that like 150 kilos, like I think that's my most viewed video, is like a 150 clean and jerk, but I don't think it's because it's a clean and jerk, or like I think it's 100, it's because it's 150 kilos. I think it's like the actual number. The weight is more important because it's more, I guess, search friendly, or what people would think about more. But it is really random, and a lot of my shorts now, I think, well, I will say that my shorts content has not changed. I just post my lifts, and overall, there was a change with how YouTube counts views on shorts, to where your views are supposed to be supposedly more inflated, but I've kind of noticed that since that was announced, that my average views per short is generally lower. But like my snatch grip deadlift did really well relative to other ones. But like a couple of them, like I don't know, it's odd because it is kind of random. Because like it is true, like you do a lift, you're like, that looked cool, but it just doesn't. And I think a lot of it's just how it's shown in the algorithm. I don't think it's really um, contingent on the quality of a short. I think it's just what YouTube decides to throw in the algorithm. Not entirely sure, but feels like that's probably the case. Shorts are really weird like that. I try not to. Obviously, I use them, but I don't try to put much importance on how they perform. For me, and I'm sure it's similar with you, where it's like, yeah, that's crazy. But it's like, it's one of those things. It's like it's important in some sense because like it's easy content, especially like we lift weights. But I don't know. I feel like I just keep throwing them out there because it's just very easy with the kind of content that we do. Like I'm gonna always have lifts, and they're short, which fits into that shorts format. But I tried Opus clips, and it pulled a clip from like a live stream. And actually, I think it did like got like 1,200 views, and I was like, I could pay for this and make a lot more shorts, but I just kind of think of like the content I watch, and I don't really spend a ton of time. Like sometimes you get stuck in the shorts feed, but it's not like, I don't know. It's weird because it's like you'll watch a bunch of it, but I don't really find that content necessarily useful. Or again, I'm never like opening YouTube, be like, I gotta check the shorts feed, because so much of it's just slop, and it's annoying because like in a sense it's like, oh, I want to see like the same kind of videos I post. Like I want to see people do lifts or something that's related to something that's interesting, but it's so much of just, I just steal content and I use an AI editor, AI voice, and this is not even like a tweet, or it's just like something that's just 100% stolen from someone. And well, and it's clearly just slop in the sense that it's just every video has the same person sitting in the same way, and you're just like, this is what, like, YouTube needs to figure out a way to get rid of that stuff, but I don't know, because I don't view that content as necessarily valid, and not in the sense that, it doesn't exist, but when that kind of content is getting a lot of views and is prominent, it makes the whole platform perform worse, because when the average person sees something like that, they're just not going to interact with it, and it's going to make everyone have a worse time, because there's no reason for so-and-so to go on to, if every single thing that people see is just slop, they're going to have no reason to interact with that platform. At least that's how I kind of view it. That's why I don't really click through reels and stuff. I actually figured out a way on Instagram to, so I have a Google Pixel, so I don't know if this works on other phone, but I don't know if you use, that's definitely true. But I don't know if you use the Brave browser for your internet services, which if you don't, you definitely should, because it makes YouTube and everything run a lot better. Makes all websites run a lot better, and you'll kind of notice why if you don't know what it is and you start to use it. But on my home screen on my phone, able to, that's just checking me. I'm able to save a bookmark on the home screen, so then I open up Instagram, and Rumble is like a YouTube alternative, but I use it for that as well. Because even if I'm looking at my own videos, I still get ads, which is kind of annoying on Rumble, because like you should be able to look at your own videos and not have to watch an ad before you watch it. But Rumble is not really that good of a service overall. But I open up Instagram and I don't have ads, and it works fantastically. And I think it's one of those things that if I showed, like if I just screen recorded and did a video, it might, it would be useful, but it is not probably against terms and service and stuff. In theory, you could do it with any app if you want to open it through a browser. Now, I will say Instagram doesn't work as well through that browser, but what I notice is that, one, I don't have any advertisements on there, so I can click through stories. I can interact with the app. It makes the Explore feed not work as well, which is weird, because on one hand, you'd be like, well, it's annoying, it doesn't work as well, but it prevents me from getting stuck into that feed and just doom scrolling, because it just doesn't work. You'll see something interesting and click on it, and it just opens up some random thing, and you're like, oh, this is not working, and you just stop. And it's been really useful for that. So I actually use Instagram less as far as like that doom scrolling type behavior, but I can still open it, and my feed is just a lot cleaner, which is so nice. You can click through stories and not just see actual scams and spam in your as ads, because ads, and that's kind of the other tricky thing, is ads themselves, ads aren't inherently bad, but the problem is that there's literal scams and medically dangerous things that are promoted with them, to where it's just ridiculous. Or it's actual females performing services that are just promoted on there, which is odd, because you can't just post that stuff, but advertising land, they just let you advertise whatever. And it's a very odd thing to see on something like that. But yeah, and I don't have any Instagram ads, which is nice. I don't worry about that with YouTube, because I have premium, and I keep going back and forth whether I will try to fully offload myself from premium in using that similar method. But the fortunate thing, I guess, for YouTube is that I still view the service as good. So I don't necessarily have an issue with the service. I get YouTube Music as well, but I'm still kind of like preparing it in the background to make sure that one day I'm able to, because I have the assumption that YouTube Premium will just have ads and it will just be a worse service. Like eventually the fact that it has free ads and you get YouTube music and all of that stuff with it, to me it makes it worth it now. Even, it's like what, $12 a month when you pay for a year, $13 or whatever. But like you get essentially a Spotify and you get no ads and downloads and stuff like that. But I have a pessimistic view that YouTube will just not do that at some point. They will just make the service worse. That's kind of their MO with most things, is that they continually make things worse for the consumer. It's almost always been the case. But not a problem for at least next year. I definitely think if I wasn't a teacher, that I would definitely be more willing to not have premium. The fact that I use YouTube Music for like Kids Bop and stuff, which I actually figured out YouTube fixed something with their YouTube Music. I used to not be able to put Kids Bop music into playlists because it's kids content. But if you interact with that sort of like music, specifically on like Spotify, like you can make I assume you can make a playlist and stuff. And it was odd because I can't like minimize it. Like it's very limited, and it's almost you can still use it and shuffle and stuff. But I was noticing last time I was on it, actually let me make a playlist, which is nice because there's a lot of Kids Bop music, and it's nice to just put it all in one giant playlist. So then you can just have access to it, and it's not the same 15 songs. So even though a lot of Kids Bop, I mean, it's pop music, so a lot of it sounds the same, it does become kind of annoying when you hear the same song 4,000 times a day. That part can be very, very annoying. I'm Kids Bop's number one listener, probably, at this point. Um, hmm. 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 I don't know. I don't know anymore. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Hmm. Interessante. Hey, this one's probably a loss too. Yep. This blade is black. This blade is black. Alright, well, that was a good win. That was... Just gotta do that every single time. Not lose. Easier said than done. I have seen people doing it. I saw one guy I know there was one big powerlifter guy, Ben something, that's like he's super strong and he streams on Twitch his lifts. I saw some other guy that's more like an average lifter doing it. I think it's I just never watched Twitch. That's the only I it's one of those I never really got into watching a lot of live streams of video games, and as I've gotten older, I watch a little bit more of live streams. It's not something I avoid entirely, but I just don't understand watching someone play on Twitch. It's never really been like, oh, I need to put this on in the background or something. But it's also one of those things I haven't really ever had two monitors, and now like I'll watch YouTube videos while, or like, you know, have one playing while I'm doing something on the other screen. So I feel like that's something that's would have pushed me to use Twitch more or be like more interested in that sort of content. But I mean, if it's like most of my computers I ever had, like if I'm trying to run Twitch and do something else on the computer, it's going to be slow. So it was like, I'm not going to sit there and only watch Twitch. I think that's kind of how Twitch gets its audience, is that it's people who are playing a video game or doing something else and it's just in the background. Because like when I sit and when I've tried to like look at Twitch before, and look at it, and it's just like, this is so like they're not doing, like nothing's happening. And maybe you know, just being a little spoiled with YouTube, this YouTube world where, you know, a 10-minute video is designed to be engaging for that 10 minutes, but like a stream is more meant to be background noise. And I've never understood it. My roommate that used to live here would watch Twitch a lot, but he'd be playing a video game and then Twitch would be on the other screen. So maybe it's only him, but I feel like that's a pretty common way that people watch Twitch, where they're not really engaged in the content necessarily. I think when Dr. Disrespect started streaming on YouTube, before he fully all the facts about him became fully known about how much of a dirtbag he is, I tried to watch some of his streams, but even then it's just like, I'll just wait for the highlights. I'll wait for like the edits. Oh no, my note. Yeah, I think that's where that sort of stuff kind of has its place. But as far as like, I've never thought about trying to like put stuff on Twitch anyway. And actually, for a while, the browser, the Brave browser, didn't work on Twitch. So I think that's probably honestly the biggest thing, is like, I'm gonna, you know, watch this Twitch person or whatever, but you have to watch like 2 minutes of ads before you can watch someone for the first time or any time. And it's like, if I'm trying to like figure out if I even care enough to watch Twitch and I have to watch a 3-minute ad before watching a stream, I'm just not going to do that. And especially when you use Brave, you don't really have that issue on YouTube. You can interact with people's content without those sort of hindrances. And it makes it, at least if you're experiencing it the first time, like I would get a Twitch ad more, like I would get its validity a little bit more if it was like, after watching for 5 minutes, it plays an ad or something, like based on the amount of watch time that you have with it. But before you even watch anything and getting like 2 minutes of ads, and it's just like, okay, like this is actually not, especially because like it's not that interesting content. It's just, you know, someone playing. And I think you can pay to like not have ads for specific streamers and stuff like that. But then also Twitch has a lot of the very similar to Instagram, where there's a lot of the adult content that's just on the website. Because I think I technically have an account, but anytime I've like gone and just looked at Twitch, it hasn't been on an account generally. And like their homepage is literally just chatting, but it's adult content. It's bizarre, because that's where to me it's weird, because it's so prominently promoted by the website and it's supposed to be like age friendly. I don't know. That will certainly be an interesting thing that will happen in a while. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see in a decade or stuff like that if these companies that are, I mean, they're selling adult content essentially, if they will be able to continue to do that. I think it's too profitable for them not to do that, but I think like morally, I think it's probably a bad thing to do, and it's hard not to sound like a religious zealot or something, but it seems wrong to promote adult content to kids, and that's essentially what let's just check me. It seems essentially that's what Twitch and Instagram is trying to do, and there's not they don't put safeguards in place to where every single prominent female on Instagram can have a link that takes you to directly to adult content, and they let 14-year-olds. I think that's what it will probably come down to, is some sort of legislation that says like if adult content is found on your site, then you have to have everyone be 18 or older and have age verification to be able to go onto it, and then that will get them to crack down on those sort of people a lot more. But but it's hard to know, because I know they don't care. Well, and it's inescapable on Instagram for you or I, because Instagram is designed, well, they want you to stay on it, and if they know that you are a male and of any age really, they already know that you're a male. They know the type of content, and females will promote their content to specifically males in our demographic in the age bracket that we're in, intentionally, because they know that those are going to be the people that are most likely to subscribe to whatever garbage that they're selling. And it needs to be legislated better. But I think with YouTube, it's interesting because they act as a publisher, because they will just ban certain content that they don't like or it's not advertiser friendly or whatever. So they act as a publisher of content. But one of the things that allows them to be protected when people do post like a really heinous act or something, the reason why YouTube itself doesn't get in trouble is because they say, and this has been shown for them in court, that they are not in fact a publisher or whatever. And the idea is that the platform shouldn't be held accountable when someone just randomly uploads, some sort of insane video. And I think that's probably something that is true, or something that should be, protection that they're given. But they also shouldn't be able to then police the content in such an extreme way that prevents, controversial political talk to be treated the same as a gore video or something. And they have that discretion right now to ban random people that have whatever ideas or content, but then they will post ads that go against their terms. I think that to me is the most hilarious and ironic thing, is a lot of the ads that you will see on YouTube, and I guess as a result Instagram as well, a lot of the advertisements that you will see would be like, if you just posted the advertisement as a video, it would get banned for being against the terms of service. But because it's in an advertisement, they allow it to be there because there's not good safeguards. Like, in order for YouTube to be successful in the long term, they have to figure out a way to vet advertising a lot more, and not necessarily vet it to an extreme extent, but to simply just make it to where like if you want to have an ad, there's a better safeguard in place. So it's not like adult content, which is a lot of the ads, or at least enough of the ads to where it's a problem, but also to where it's like financial scams, which I think is much more of a major thing that they need to, like, that's where I think YouTube should be held liable if they're promoting scams via their advertising. But I think an easy way that they can prevent this is just to have more regulation in their company about what is allowed to be advertised or not. And as a result, because there's going to be more safeguards they have to put in place or more things they have to do, they can charge more for those now more limited advertising slots, which will prevent a lot of the lower rung quick buck scammer people to try to get in and try to, get a quick couple advertisements for their account gets banned. Yeah, and that part is like, I don't know if that part will ever truly be able to be fixed, because that is 100% like YouTube's never going to be held liable for something like that. Because like, how would you penalize them if someone takes like a BetterHelp sponsorship and ends up being a scam? And to be honest, I think a lot of people who do those sponsorship things are doing them in good faith. There are some that probably just don't pay attention to it and they just kind of promote whatever when they get money. But it's kind of one of those weird things too, because I watch like Brandon Perna he does the like Bronco stuff, and he promotes a sports gambling app. And on one hand, I understand the benefit to like his family for promoting sports gambling, but I think it's just such a harmful thing to like society to do. Like, gambling is just a scam. It's just paying money to other people. But the benefit to them, like, that's less of a, I guess, a direct scam, in the sense that that you're getting, like, you're gambling. So it's not a scam in that regard, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like they just directly steal your money. You get to gamble. I just think that you shouldn't. But that's one thing like Tom Grassi does. But that's like, yeah, with Perna, like, that's the only thing that I don't like. And some of his other things, like, he has the hydration thing. I think like generic things like that, like, while I don't think it's that important to have Element or whatever, is not really that good. I don't say that good of a product, but like, I don't think the average person needs to be worrying about getting that kind of hydration in, other than just doing normal stuff with water. But yeah. And that's the tricky thing, is like, I've never really understood why anyone would just want to gamble. Like, it seems pointless. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. I get it, like, someone's gonna throw like $5 on some sort of like crazy prop bet and just like know that they're throwing away $5. I think there are enough people that are like that, to where it's like, you go to a casino and it's fun to use a slot machine, but like, you're not really expecting to win, $4.25 billion. And man, I'm just getting cooked. But there's enough people that are desperate, and they get in those situations because they're not in the best financial state in general, and they want to use that as a means to make it rich or get rich. And obviously it's not the way to get rich. But it stinks how much it's normalized. And I feel like too, also, if YouTube had better vetting of ads, and the ads were better placed in a more logical way, and they were of a higher quality, that individuals would be more likely to not be so bent on getting sponsorship deals. Like, I feel like it's probably too good of money for them never to not do it, but they could be more picky with the people that they get sponsorship offers from. I don't know. I've never gotten one. I think the closest, I assume most people kind of get these randomly, but I remember getting one a couple years ago at this point. It wasn't for a sponsorship. It was like an equipment manufacturer that was like, you get like a discount code that you can share with other people. So it's kind of like the pyramid scheme type thing. So it wasn't even like good equipment or anything like that. But is it storming now? I feel like I was hearing thunder. Oh, wow, it is. Oh, it's going to be actually really nice to train now. It might be a little bit more humid, but it'll cool off a lot. But that's the other tricky thing, too, is like, from like a moral standpoint, I would hope I wouldn't do a gambling thing. But if a gambling company was like, here's $10,000 to talk about this gambling app, it would be hard to say no because of how much financial benefit something like that would have. And it's kind of like you see a lot of fume ads, and there's not a lot of good research to support that being healthy and a good thing to do. And it's a lot of people who promote that are people who just don't do that, like they don't smoke or anything. So it's not like I would get it if like, man, I was like addicted to vaping and this is the only thing I could do to finally get over my addiction, and it's like a sponsorship that relates to that. But like when it's just like an average person, it's just like, I like fume, I get to click this thing and then I get this vapor, this flavored air. Like I feel like there's no free rides when it comes to having vapors or air, flavored air. I feel like most of the time that stuff is just not good. There's like not ever really a good situation where it's like, yes, this flavored air has no consequences. It's just a free thing that you can do as much of as you want. It's kind of like my same thing as like my idea of being not necessarily against marijuana, but like not really thinking that people should smoke, is the idea that smoke is probably not good to put in your lungs. It's probably not to your advantage to be putting embers into your lungs. Yeah. I'm glad as well, because when it was first coming out, it was like, there's no consequences. It's just, you just get to look cool. Like it's better than smoking because it's not smoking and there's no consequences. And even if they weren't directly saying that, it definitely felt like that was the push, was like, this is not smoking. It's, you get to pretend like you're smoking. It's like it's 20 degrees outside and you get to just, pretend that you are. But it's kind of sad because it's just like kids will do that because it's like, well, it's not smoking and it doesn't smell like cigarettes, but it's hard to really ever say if something like that's gonna have long-term health effects. I feel like anything like that most likely will. It's hard for me to think like how it wouldn't have a long-term negative effect when you are just, even at a bare minimum, even if it's just like flavored air in a sense, like you're breathing in non-oxygen. Like it feels like it would do damage to your body if you were depriving yourself of oxygen of some sort. And obviously like a lot of those products have nicotine and stuff in it, so you're just getting a nicotine addiction, which it's not really beneficial to what a mild stimulant. If I'm gonna be addicted to anything, it's just gonna be caffeine. Let's see. No. Oh, you just gave me that. Ooh. And ooh. So it's funny with what was like the new thing now, people use those like pouches, nicotine pouches. I can't imagine just like, I'm just gonna willingly addict myself to this substance. Like I'm just gonna let myself be addicted to this for no other reason than it's like a mild stimulant. It's like, yeah, you just get a little stimulant action, and now you have an addiction that you'll never be able to get past. Just so you can put something in your lip and pretend that you're dipping. You just pretend that you're doing a little dip. But that's something I've never seen Dylan Kipler do. Take those, I even forget what they're called, but those things are just Maybe I'm just too much of a square. Maybe if I was cooler, I would do that kind of stuff. But I feel like doing that stuff is just kind of weird and lame. Just I don't understand like I understand like if you're addicted to nicotine or like you smoke cigarettes and you had to get over it, like those pouch things being like a better alternative. But like I can't imagine as being a normal person be like, yes, I'm going to get addicted to nicotine. Like it's to me that's odd, strange even. Yeah. Well, like nicotine doesn't even really like alter your mind. Like it doesn't. This thing is it's so mild in its effects that I feel like that to me is the confusing part. Like I get marijuana, I get alcohol, like I get these things that change your mental state. But like nicotine is just a mild stimulant, and it's just. I mean, obviously, it probably feels better once you're addicted. I don't know. It's to me, it's just bizarre. But I guess I grew up in a time where not everyone wanted to smoke cigarettes and stuff. Yeah. Oh, Jorge, you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get poor chest play. Sometimes you get poor lifting. It's really low quality. That's what you're gonna get. Oh, awesome! I look forward to going live then, to seeing that live stream action. So hopefully that pops up like a notification. But have fun golfing, disc golfing. I shan't be able to go disc golf. Well, not that I would anyway, but the rain is here. Um, just you and me, Jorge. Lifetime intermediate, let's go. Well, what I kind of realized over the years, like I'm a lifetime intermediate in some things, but other things I'm advanced. Like in terms of like a deadlift or something, I'm quite advanced. And then it's just like bench press, lifetime. I don't know. I feel like many people are too hard on themselves when they're like, I'm an intermediate. It's like most people training for most part and most of the time you can kind of treat yourself as like I don't really. I think the only people that are truly need to train different as like an advanced athlete are people that are lifting like 1,000 pounds. Like people who they have to pay attention to what they are doing because of the neurological toll that that lift has. And I think for 99% of lifters, that's never the case. So nobody truly gets to that um, advanced mark or in that sense. Because like obviously like beginners just rapidly progress, but if you're truly advanced, then you have to like Ray Williams or like one of those guys. Like there are people that are advanced, and it's not even so much even the number. It's literally just because if he squats 1,000 pounds on a like you're not he has to the difference of him doing like a 90% squat and you or I doing 90% squat is so astronomically different just because of I mean partially the danger of it and having to like structure that in your training to when you can logically do that, but also just the neurological load to that. And I think that's true of probably Olympic weightlifters as well, to where like Lasha Talhazi, his 85% is a lot different than my 85%. I can go up to 85% in any lift every single day and be fine. If Lasha does it, he will just explode and get hurt. And it becomes, I'd say, more of a balancing act for him. But most people are perpetually intermediate in a sense, I suppose. And I mean, it makes training easier because you know you can do basic progressions. But that is something that I've noticed as I've gotten older and stronger and like the weights are heavier is like, yeah, I can go up to a really heavy, like there's consequences to like heavy lifts. I guess that's kind of like when you're a beginner and you're really new, there's not really ever a major consequence to going heavy because you're just able to. But as you get stronger, then it's just like, all right, like if I max my deadlift today, it's probably not going to feel good. Like I'm probably going to not train as well the next day or whatever it is. Man, I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. Yeah. But also, like, when he's training now, he doesn't really do other lifts. As far as what I'm aware of, like, I don't think he really trains the squat and stuff anymore. Like, I think his thing now is just doing the deadlift, but I don't follow him too specifically. But yeah, like, if he's doing a deadlift, like, even if he's just doing it for a single or something, like, the neurological load to that is just so extreme that, has to account for it. You touch it. Yep. Yeah, I'm just getting smashed. But it's better to be an intermediate in that sense. Because really, I guess we can kind of conclude that most people who are advanced lifters up to a certain point, I would say like once you have years of training, you're kind of like towards you're closer to your genetic ceiling. I think that's when you become advanced because I think you could argue that like I'm an advanced lifter in a sense because I have to account for that kind of neurological load to some of the lifts. In some senses, I'm not, but it's hard to exactly know that. And the only difference is I'm not going to do a heavy deadlift and then think that I'm going to lift well the next day. Like it doesn't really change that much. It's just, I'm not going to be an idiot and be able to get away with it. Like if you're a really new lifter, you can be really, you just do whatever and make progress. But yeah, Jamal Browner is a good example of someone that's extremely advanced. Extremely advanced. But like Ray and Jesus Alvarez, like any of those guys or any like high level Olympic weightlifter, they're going to be at such a high level that their fatigue is just so much more important to manage. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is city I live in, city of angels. I'm never lonely. Now that is a lie. I'll never wanna feel like I did that day. Name that song. Name that song. I'll never wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the other side. Take me all the way. I believe that we go right there. I go, hiya! Attack! That's toxic. My singing was so beautiful. It was a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Imagine not knowing Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's toxic. It was the voice of an angel. A deaf angel, but an angel nevertheless. Whoa, what are you doing, bro? I think I will take your knight. Please and thank you. Oh, hit me with the big resign. Hit me with the big resignation. Is that 2 in a row? Am I the 2-time? Oh yeah, my position was significantly better, especially once he gave me that. It was. Yes. We analyze this, I believe. Oh, yep, he resigned. It would appear. It would appear that that position is to your advantage as he spamming the resign button. He's crashing out behind his keyboard. I always love those thoughts. You're like, I think I can win from here, and then they like immediately resign him. Like, I think he thought I could win from there too. I think we were both on the same page that my position was probably a little bit better. Stop. Stop it. I don't want you to do it to me no more. Take me all the way. Hey, I don't know why you wanna hurt me. Dang, if there's only a way. I don't want this band to take me. Take me instead, I'm good for it. Take me. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. This guy's actually insane. How dare he support it? But we go, hiya! Take me instead, I'm good for it. Take me. Wingardium Leviosa. It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa. Oh, that was free. It's still free. It's free. It's free real estate. That pawn is free. The pawn is free. The pawn is free. Take the pawn. Oh. Take me instead. I'm good for it. I guess the pawn is still free. I guess. My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. Yeah. Ooh, that was a move. That was a move. Some might say it was a legal move. You know what's actually probably a little better is we're going to go right here. And then we're going to go right here. Because then I can go right there. Or he's hitting that button. He's hitting the resign button as quick as he can. I really don't know what his plan was there, to be honest. Take it. Oh, people always mess that up. Oh, people always be messing that up, man. Take me instead, I'm good for it. Take me. Oh. I wish I could listen to copyright music while I play. I'd play for like 12 hours if I could. I guess I technically can. I just don't know if YouTube gods like that. Like that sort of behavior. Hiya! You spelled favorite wrong, you psychopath. There's no you. We are not British. Absolute Maniac behavior. I can't believe it. I can't believe you would spell favorite with a U. I'm gonna crash out now. I spend significantly more time playing than watching. Not playing it well, but playing it nevertheless. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Oof! Oof! He got me. He got me good. You're saying that I spend more time watching chess than playing it? I don't ever watch chess at all. I used to watch Gotham chess, but I was never like once I stopped I got really I played when I was a kid a little bit, and then I didn't play for years, and then I started to play a little bit more, and then I went through, as I do with all my special interests, to where it's like I'm going to get better, and then I watch Gotham and stuff like that, and then I was like, I'm not really getting any better, and I keep crashing out when I'm playing. Um, oh, oh no, I mean you're just wrong. There's no you. Just like in what favorite's a word like that in color. There's no you in color. I mean, unless they hate the English language. That's one thing that I see that it's not really irrational for me to not like, but it just looks so wrong that I'm so glad that America won the Civil War, or not Civil War, the Revolution War. So then we don't have to deal with that shenanigans. I'm glad America won. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I think I messed up. Well, there are some. Oh no, I'm so good. There are some words like that to where it is like culturally the spelling changed, but in America, like for like American English, when we spell favorite or color, like we don't. There's no U in it. Nobody like it. It is incorrect. Now I don't know because it's relatively common knowledge, especially probably with like a teacher, that they would know that there are different ways culturally to spell it. Um, that they wouldn't necessarily mark you wrong, particularly if they knew like, oh, this kid's like from Britain or something. Like they're not gonna like I'm being much more irrational about it than actual normal people would be. You could just do that. You ever think about that? You ever think about me just sacking my rook? I don't think he actually did. Yeah, but and it's that OR. So like color, we spell like that. Favorite, we spell like that. And that's just the correct way to spell it, unless you hate America, unless you hate freedom. If you hate freedom, then spell it with a U. But it looks so weird to me because it just looks so wrong to have that extra letter in it. But that's what makes America great. We just make things more efficient. British people, they have a weird accent and they put U's in their words randomly for no reason. America, we cut that crap out and say our favorite, favorite, nope, favor, favorite, because our is our, like that's ours, where it's the hour. The hour is nigh. No, you learned incorrectly. That's what you need to understand. See, the British lost if the British won the Revolutionary War, I'd be on your side and say, yep, they can choose how words are spelled. but America won. It's what our founding fathers fought for, the correct spelling. They say, oh, it's for taxation. Oh, it's because the British government was treating us poorly. Oh, it's because we wanted to have our own country. No, it's purely because of the spelling, and the British put that in different documents. Are like, we can't stand for this. We are going to fight to the death, so we don't have to type an extra or write an extra letter in these various words. It's just not worth it. And you know, I respect it. Now the Jaja, that's just more of a Spanish thing. It's always funny when you play a video game and you saw someone that would do we call it the Jajas. Like they would do a Jaja and you just make fun of them for that. Because usually that meant that they would be someone that is playing on a server that's not close to where they actually are. And so then they would usually play poorly, not because they're necessarily a bad player, but because the server itself was like, it's hard to play with high ping for them because they want to get into a match quicker. So they would join your server and then ruin your game because their ping is so bad. And then when you call them out for it, they hit you with a Jaja. The Jaja. Glory? Nah. Nani? Don't play. You take me instead, I'm good for it. A wee ma wop. A wee ma wop. Bruh. I just told you no. I said nani. Yeah, it could be any kind of match. It's still a nani. A nana. A nanu. But why? Because I don't want to. Because I said no. I said no. No, no. I say, hey, what's going on? I'm from England. I'm British. I'm from Birmingham. I'm from Nottingham. I know that's a British place. From Nottingham. I'm a local Nort. I'm a naughty bro. From Japan, not with a name like that. I don't believe you at all. Literally, don't believe you. Literally, don't believe ya. Because I'm also from Japan. Oh, you're typing Haas from Japan? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Ain't nobody believe you. You made your account yesterday? Yeah, that's a little sus. Little sus, bruv. Little sus. Bro, that's a little sus. Well, Glory just made a spam account. Makes up that they're from Japan. Little sus. Little sus. Advocates advances. I see. Well, I mean, when you understand like the Spanish language, it makes sense because J's are H in Spanish, but um, most of the world speaks English. I think that's what it comes down to. English is by far the most important language spoken in the world in any context. Therefore, A's and H's are superior. Just be how it is, bruv. Gloria, why are you trying to get personal information from me? If you want personal information, I'll just tell you my social security card and you can just steal my data and information from there. How about it? How about it, bro? How about it, bro? That's what we say in Nottingham. We say bro. It's a little British slang for you. We don't say bruh. We say bro. Unfortunate. I made my account yesterday. I want to ask, what is your name, social security number, and the last little 3 numbers on the back of your credit card? Jorge looks like Glory dipped out. They got spooked. Make an account a day later and then trying to get personal information. Little sus, bro. Little sus, bro. I'm gonna tell the king or the queen to know. Is it a queen or a queen? Queen or a king? I'm gonna tell my local parliament, my local MP. They will hear about this. Gloria did that. Glory went the way of the dodo bird. Take me instead. I'm good for it. Nothing. Literally nothing. It's a secret society meeting. Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong. This is a Max Clean and Jerk session. I do like the idea that you're asking what's going on when it's clearly I'm playing chess. Like I unironically can't make it any clearer to you what I'm actually. It's called Chess Hangout, and I am playing chess. It's. It would be more confusing if it was Chess Hangout and I wasn't playing chess. But that's all that's going on here. So it's literally the worst content of all time on the internet. Nothing is worse. Bro, as we say in Nottingham. But I'm not going to be here for much longer, as I'm going to start taking my pre-workout and then get absolutely yoked on the blokes. Alright, bro. I think he messed up. Yeah. What'd your squats go up to today? Gymnasium. Nothing wrong with trying to get better from an injury, though. Nothing wrong with that, though, bruv. It's all about getting more than what you had previously, especially if you had an injury. My highest deadlift is 684, so 310 kilos. Which, stream's audio bitrate is at 0. Are you guys able to hear me? I don't know what that means. Yeah. Well, and that's a hard part is like knowing what you can do or what you envision doing and knowing that it's just not possible at that time. Okay. I don't know why like YouTube said my bit rate was low. I don't know if that meant that my audio cut out for a second or something. But yeah, my best deadlift is 310 kilos, so 684. Get the whole shebang. I think I just kind of have to force a draw, though. I don't think there's really a way. He's kind of has all his pawns protected. I feel like only if he makes the blunder. Yeah, that's one benefit with weightlifting is even if like you're really injured, you can usually find something that you can do. All right. Yeah, I feel like there was nothing that I could do. All right, so yeah, it was 100% even there. So I think if I would have tried to do anything fancy, then I would have lost. What's your like your best numbers that you've done before you were injured? I had that pawn available, but I didn't really want to take there because that kind of exposes my king. Bench. I mean, let's say it's trash. Good 120 squat, like those aren't bad numbers, especially because I assume that you probably don't weigh like. I mean, maybe if you weigh 120 kilos, it's not as good, but. Shouldn't be so hard on yourself. It's easy to be hard on yourself, though, that's for sure. Oh. 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 Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. But, those are definitely numbers that you're assuming there's not like, a major injury that you won't be able to get through, will be able to get back up to and succeed or succeed. I don't know what so like kilograms I'm really good at, but meters I don't really know what that is in height. You gotta convert that to freedom. I need feet and inches. I don't know what that means. I'd have to convert it. Kilos I'm really good at though. I'm now 185. So you're 6 foot, 0.8 inches. So you're like a little over 6 feet. It's not short, but yeah, for 71 kilos, I guess it is pretty skinny. Because I'm a little bit shorter than that, so my height in your units is 1.803. So you're not too much taller than me. Just means my handsomeness is more condensed than yours. But yeah, for 71 kilos, that's pretty tall for lifting purposes. If you're just trying to live your life, then it's not really like I wouldn't say it's like a medical problem or anything like that. But if you're trying to get yoked, you're trying to get yacked, you're trying to be disturbingly large and strong, then yeah, might need to gain more weight. But that's also kind of a luxury too if you're trying to recover from injury and trying to like generally get stronger. That if you simply just work to gain weight, then both in a sense will be able to be accomplished. That's good, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot with powerlifting is it helps people that not necessarily that they couldn't play a sport or like anything like that, but like maybe they don't have the highest level of coordination or just like ability to learn a new motor skill. And so then powerlifting is very like, I would say it's very like you do week 1 and week 2 and week 3. It's a very structured thing that you can do and progress relatively easily, especially at first, for most average people. And then if you add in, maybe you have some sports background, like you have any of that, then learning the movements is unbelievably easy to do. I'm just cooking this guy. big reason weightlifting is difficult in a lot of ways is that you have to obviously learn the movements and still like work hard. When someone has like a background of just like, oh, I've trained or like I've played a sport, it's not necessarily very difficult for them to just like, oh, I just have to do that again, but just do it for powerlifting. I don't think that's necessarily the case though. I think that powerlifting takes people that wanted like that just like sports or like training and just allows them to have something that's able to be done with it. I think there are a lot of people that are otherwise uncoordinated or unathletic that do powerlifting, but I don't think that's necessarily like the people who do powerlifting are inherently just less coordinated or anything like that. I just think the sport overall is an easier one to learn. So the kind of the ability to get into the sport is a lot easier than like weightlifting. Weightlifting is very difficult from a skill standpoint, and so it becomes very discouraging. Like it's really easy to teach someone how to squat, bench, and deadlift, and then they immediately have progress and success with it. So then they get to kind of get that positive dopamine and all of that good stuff from training, and it's is a meatball. Oh. Oh! Oh! What I'm basically saying is weightlifting is morally superior. No, because I did powerlifting before I did weightlifting, and I I liked the goal setting and like progress with it, but I didn't like bench pressing. I never liked bench pressing. Um, and as I did more weightlifting, I realized that it felt more athletic, and that was part of what made me enjoy it more. And it was very similar to like when I played baseball and pitching. Like it felt very similar in that regard to where you have to be really explosive, but you also have to be really technical, and you have to be able to do both at the same time. So it's not just move really aggressively or try to move really fast. You have to be aggressive, strong, and fast. Like it has all of the components that made me feel like I was training for pitching and for baseball still, which is I think really fun. Um, so that was a part, or that is the part that I still enjoy the most. It just feels more athletic to do. And yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but like that's what got me to do it more and to like it more than powerlifting, was that I still got to like have goals and progress and all of that stuff, but then I also got to feel like in like a exercise sense that I was training to be more explosive, like a baseball pitcher would need to be. Because with pitching, like you want to get stronger, you want to move faster, but like you also have to have technical development to see improvements as well. So it's a fun balancing act. Plus, I suppose there's benefits to like having just being more mobile and all of that stuff. But it's addicting, that's for sure. Question is if it's addicting in a good or a bad way. I don't know. All I know is very fun. And a repressed weightlifter. I mean, I don't know if you want to get weightlifting house clothes. Their stuff is not really high quality. You should just go on Hook Grip and get some Hook Grip stuff. That's where you actually get. I'd much more recommend getting Hook Grip stuff, especially if you wait till Black Friday. So that's like around Thanksgiving. So it's actually not too far into the calendar year relatively. You can get like bundle deals and get a lot of clothes and sleeves and all the whatever stuff that you want for a lot cheaper. I have some weightlifting house clothes, but they just aren't the material isn't necessarily bad, but it's just not as high quality as hook grip is just far and away the best quality that you can get, especially in the weightlifting world. Weightlifting House doesn't do a very good job in a lot of manufacturing practices. Plus, it's more expensive. Hook grip is like actually priced better too. Now, I can't say if I know you don't. I don't think you live in America. At least that's what I think you've said before. So I can't speak to like maybe it's cheaper because it's a company that has stuff in Europe as well. So that is a consideration. But as far as America getting stuff in America, Hook grip is definitely. I wish Hook grip would like have sponsorships and like I would chill for them just for like $4 a month. Well, I mean, the thing is like if you like it and you can get like a good deal on it, then I don't think it's bad, but I think it's overpriced. I wouldn't trust the quality of it to last long. The I've only had one of their t-shirts that still has like is lasting long. The other ones they shrank too much. They started to fade a lot of the letters on it, and the print wasn't as high quality. That's happened with my hook grip stuff as well, but I've also had it significantly longer. Like the amount of time that I had like a weightlifting house shirt where the lettering and stuff started to fade was significantly faster than the hook grip stuff. Hook grip just lasts forever. But I mean, at the same time, like if you like the aesthetic of how stuff looks, then that's part of like what makes it enjoyable to have a certain product is not necessarily that it's going to last forever or it's going to be like the super high quality thing or whatever, but it's just going to be like, oh, this looks cool. Like that's in some ways I think it's a justification to get something, but let me pull up weightlifting house. Don't ever do their you do powerlifting, so it doesn't matter, but yeah, their programming app is junk. So let's see their prices for here. Um, yeah, the old Iron Mine videos. To be honest, though, you can kind of find stuff that looks like it's from the 90s, just like if you look hard enough and just like random stuff that's made. Like the actual, it's not impossible just to find those themed type products, like oversized tees. Like, because I mean, you gotta think, Weightlifting House is getting a lot of their stuff made in China, so like they're going to be manufacturing like I would say like the training pants and the leggings are probably going to be the hardest thing to find that's not like from a training company, but like the pants or I mean the training pants they got to be so expensive. So we have backroom jacket. I don't trust their leggings either. Hook grip too. If you want training pants like the tights, those are on our like actually like super high quality. So I would 100% recommend getting those versus trusting the weightlifting house. Yeah, $75 for training pants is actually bonkers. You can find equivalent. I mean, it only makes sense to pay for that if you wanted to have something that said weightlifting house on it. As far as like the product quality, you're not getting like it's not worth $75 at all. Backroom jacket being it's all sold out too. That being at that $100, that's ridiculous. Um, let's see like their t-shirts because that's I would imagine that's probably what you'd want to get. I don't see their t-shirts. Let's look. Maybe it's just not listed properly. Yeah, it looks like it just wasn't listed correctly. Or like when you click the 90s collection. Yeah, $45 for a t-shirt. Bro, that'd be expensive. $45 for the different color. Yeah, I mean, that's really expensive. The YB normal shirt looks different now, and it's $40. I did get one of those because I liked how it looked. Oh yeah, in shipment too. I mean, that's going to be another part that you have to deal with as well, of course. No, no. No! No! Don't do it! Don't do it! Bruv! Bruv! Alright. We can survive this. Build it back better. Build it back better. Oh! Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, you got 0.1 seconds. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I'm under 1200 as well. But yeah, definitely, if you look hard enough at whether it's, just whatever company that sells t-shirts, you can find stuff that's a lot cheaper that has that style to it. And I almost feel, and maybe this is me being too cheap or whatever, but I almost feel like if you get a cheaper shirt and get something that has that like long sleeve or has that kind of color scheme or that feel to it, that's almost more of a feel of like what would be existing in an Iron Mind video, because they're not paying a ton of money. Like, those are just whatever random shirts that they could get at a store, and I almost feel like that's more closer to the aesthetic of like a goofy looking shirt, or at least goofy to us now generally. I mean, you'd be a lot cheaper, but I think if you look hard enough, you would be able to find the aesthetic that you're looking for, and you'd be able to do it for significantly cheaper, and you'd be able to get more. Because that's the thing too, is like $40 for a single shirt is so expensive, and it's like, if that breaks down, then you're like, wow, I feel really bad. I wasted all this money on a shirt, and it's already like getting tore up and stuff. Because like, I assume you're gonna like lift weights in it and stuff. But yeah, the prices are kind of ridiculous. Look at Hook Grip. Let me sell you on Hook Grip. Let me sell you some Hook Grip materials. So, about $45 for these various shirts. So let's compare the prices as I'm trying to lose this game. Oh, the training pants are restocked. I don't need them, but I want 4,000 of them. So for that same price, like $45, you can get a pair of Hook Grip training pants, which are really high quality. They last forever. The old Polish weightlifting pants, they slowly broke down, but they were still of really high quality. The pants that they have now are are just fantastic. I love them. I wear them literally every training session, every single day. But let's see, like t-shirts. So their t-shirt, just scrolling down, there's one that's $30 and one that's $25 and one that's $26. So there's a variety of different shirts. But like the most expensive one is $30, and this is a normal t-shirt. Now you're not getting that aesthetic necessarily, that like long baseball tee, but if a similar is, I think they're called baseball tees, but it's like that long sleeve type look. But Hook Grip shirts are just fantastic. I wear them all the time. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna get addicted to buying more Hook Grip stuff. Hook Grip single color tee. So yeah, they have like their basic t-shirt that just says Hook Grip on it. That's $22. And if you spend more than $100, you get free shipping unless they stop doing that. But there is international shipping, an international shipping FAQ that might apply to you. I don't know. I don't know where you live. Oh, the 2Xs are bigger. They cost more if you're fat. That's toxic. That's fair. That's only $2 more. That's toxic though. They're fat shaming me for being a 2XL. Big motivation to lose weight so I can pay less for clothes, right? Should be the only reason. Yeah, I'm telling you. And like the amount of stuff, like there's a lot more variety. So like I'm just pointing out a couple different things, but like you can look at the t-shirts, the pants. He used to do socks. Still have a ton of the socks. They were actually like cheap, and not cheap as far as like the quality. They were super comfortable, but like they were cheaper than like getting Nike or like name brand socks. And so I would just buy a crap ton of them every Black Friday, and I just wear them in general all the time. But I think they've moved away from doing those. For whatever reason, I'm sure people didn't buy socks as much. Let's see. But yeah, I would check on there to see like because I would imagine for you, depending on where you live, like the shipping would be like the most thing that you would have to figure out. I still think Hooker would probably do a better job in general. Like the shipping wouldn't be that bad. And I think it's still, at least I mean, all of this is from an American perspective. So we do have some advantages, obviously, being in this country as far as like shipping and stuff and all that shenanigans goes. So I don't know what benefit you necessarily would have or disadvantage you would have as far as that goes. But yeah, they do have some cool t-shirts. It's not good. I went to the website. I'm like, I kind of want to just waste all my money on this stuff. But Black Friday too is so wait for Black Friday, and so that's like around American Thanksgiving. So that's towards the end of November. If you can wait until then, you can get bundles, and that's anywhere. And that's where you're going to get the best value to be able to get the most stuff. And for me, like I try to spend more than $100 so I get the free shipping because I'm going to get all that stuff anyway. And I usually like to get one of the bundles that have the tranny pants in them because I can never have enough tranny pants. And whatever ones will just have more. Usually like to get knee wraps and stuff too. Because I train so much that like I know some stuff is just I just need to take right there. Some stuff is generally just going to break down slowly because I use it so much. So it's kind of nice, like if I see something or like their knee wraps, I really like the hook grip knee wraps. Those are the ones I use in all my training. If you see like my regular stuff, those are where I get the wraps from. Nat Aram needs to sponsor me. I'm selling product. I'm slanging hook grip product for free. That's how much I like their stuff. They don't even have to pay me. Oh yeah, use hook grip, free worldwide shipping on orders of $100. And the only thing that's excluded is stuff from All Things Gym. So that's the way to go. So it sounds like you would even get free shipping. Calling me mate, spelling words with a U in it. Actual maniac behavior. But no, I appreciate it. It's always nice to I could sit here and talk about hook grip and how much I like their stuff for like 5 hours. I just don't really have a platform to just rant and rave about how much I like hook grip stuff because I don't even like meme about that. Like I actually, I just like their stuff. And it's funny because like when my roommate lived here, like I would always try to get him to get socks and stuff. We just get a giant amount of socks. Because it's just cheaper. But I mean, he did weightlifting and stuff too, so he was kind of like Hook Grip's always been a big brand for weightlifting, especially since we were both in it. All right, we got to lock in. I got no time left. It's all your fault. Thanks, Jorge. You've ruined my life. My life is ruined. I can't believe it, bruv. I can't believe it, bruv. Bruv, I can't believe it. Can't believe you would do this to me. Bruv. Oh, I don't have any time. Ah! Ah! Ah. Yeah, but keep them in mind for around that time because that's really the only time of the year they do a sale. Now, if you look at their products now, they're not priced poorly. So you can imagine like how good of a deal you can get when there's those big bundles. Now you got me messed up. Now I'm trying to look at all their stuff. But I like the squat wraps, the knee wraps. The knee wraps, oh yeah, I guess the knee wraps plus are the ones I use for normal training. And then the squat wraps I use for clean and jerks and heavy squats. But yeah, it's like you can't beat the prices. And like a lot of the designs, like they look nice too. That's like you're not just getting like a Hanes t-shirt. Honestly, Jorge, it's not okay. I think the only acceptable thing is you click on that 10-hour video that I posted of barbell whirring noises and you watch that every single day until I have 4,000 hours of watch time. I think that's the only way you can make it up to me. Sorry. It must be playing at all times. Ah. There's no option. Yeah. Well, it's more of a weightlifting thing because they're just easier to get on and off. But the wrist wrap, like it's weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting style equipment. So I wouldn't necessarily be like the sleeves. I honestly like I had SPD sleeves. I think the sleeves are really nice as far as the quality and how much they support. So those are unironically like just nice products in general. But like I wouldn't get the wraps if you want like powerlifting style wraps. They're more I'm gonna say there's more give, but there's more flexibility in them because you need that for weightlifting. You can't have super stiff wraps or wrist wraps. But the knee wraps and the knee sleeves and stuff are nice. But yeah, if you're just looking for clothes though, I would just wait till there's that Black Friday deal, and then there's usually a big bundle that has a whole bunch of clothes in it, and it's a super good deal. You got me excited for Black Friday. Well, go ahead and ask your question. It's not like I'm playing well anyway. We've already figured out, or we've concluded that you have to watch my 10-hour barbell whirring video and watch the whole thing every day. As long as you do that, then this is all worth it. It be all worth it, brother. Well, this will probably be my last game since I'm getting absolutely slapped around. Getting slapped, attacked, and walked. Now I'm curious. You gotta ask your question. Me not knowing what your question is just as distracting as you asking it. There's really no win-win. There's no win-win with that kind of situation. I'm too stupid. I get distracted if you don't, and distracted if you do. Brother, brother, brother. So getting for weightlifting shoes, the current like Addy power, like you're just looking for a cheap shoe if you're just needing it for just like light squats, like you're not, I want to say like you're not super in it, but like you're not doing extreme amounts of weight. The like Addy Adidas weightlifting shoes that are super cheap, they are fine. Those were the first ones I ever got, first heel shoe, and those work fine. If you're looking to get a better product, so I just talked about this with my friend today with Tier weightlifting shoes. I find Tier weightlifting shoes really comfortable. I bought their new Tier 4 shoes, which are certainly not necessary, and they're more of like their premium end of shoes. And they had a piece that was coming off, but I just contacted them. Well, actually, it was last week, but the holiday, they're a little bit slow. And they got back to me today, and they're going to send me a new pair because the pair that I had has a little bit of a defect in it, or it's starting to come apart. But the other version, they're called L1s, so Tier is spelled like that. They're L1s or L2s. They're really the same shoe. They're more like generic weightlifting shoe, I should say, or more like just general production. Those ones I find really comfortable for my foot. I feel like my foot's a little wider. They'll talk about like your toe box and weird stuff like that, but unless you have some sort of like weird medical condition, then I don't think that really matters. What I think is more nice for me is that kind of midpoint of my foot. It fits better on those compared to like Ramaleo 2s. But because you don't live in America, that's something else that I would look at, just like pricing and shipping and stuff, because that's obviously something that you'd have to consider. But those are the white ones that you see in the videos that I have. Those ones are Tier shoes, and I really like them. I really like them. And I was really glad that they're going to replace the pair that started to degrade, because they're super comfortable and I like them. And I was like, if they're starting to fall apart, I was like, this is not good. I wouldn't worry about the heel height. Most of them are going to be the same. I think the Adidas ones, the like I think they're called the Power Lift shoe. Then those ones are the shortest ones. But as far as, what you would need for a good weightlifting shoe, I don't think the height is like I think mine is an inch. I think the Tier Force ones are like the highest heel that I've seen anywhere, but I wouldn't bug too much about it. But I would honestly, I would look at Tier and see like pricing wise how well it kind of fits in your budget. Like they're not super expensive. The Adidas ones are just going to be by far the cheapest ones to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be the perfect ones. I personally would spend a little bit more because it's something you're going to have for a while, and just kind of, I don't want to say necessarily splurge on it, but I would spend more money on that now, unless it's like you're really hard pressed for it. But I mean, once you're getting to that, then you could find like off-brand Chinese-made random crap that is technically a weightlifting shoe. Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. You could look at Tier right now too, because they were doing a July 4th sale, so a lot of their shoes are pretty cheap. And especially if you get like a weird color that isn't as popular or is potentially more discounted, you can get them pretty cheap. But that's also like, I don't know with shipping. I don't know how that works for you. Yeah. And with like the power lift shoes, it wasn't necessarily that it was like, oh, I can't use them anymore. They're like broken or whatever. It was just like, I want something that's better. Uh, but you can look at things like Nike and Reebok and stuff like that. A lot of the main shoe brands. Tier is what I would recommend. I really like them. And the L1s that I have are still nice. They were just kind of a weird color, but they were cheaper as a result of them being weird color. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we get back to 1200. Yeah, Tier, as far as I know, Tier is all, I don't know if they have like an international store. Yeah, like the L2 right now, I guess, well, one of them's not so there's one that's discounted and one that is discounted. And the um Nat flying movies. The color that's discounted is, I guess, could be 119. I think that's because there's limited in size. So it just depends what, like, if you really want to be particular on a color. And I mean, I'm kind of of two minds of that. Like, if it's significantly cheaper, then the color that I get is not as important. But like, if this gnat doesn't get out of my face, I'm gonna actually just bang my head onto my desk until I can't see anything. But obviously, it's more important. You don't want to just get one that's a cool color because it just happens to have your size and it's cheap. You want to get one that's your correct size. Yeah, like this one is like yellow and it's 169. But honestly, couldn't tell you about the international aspect of it. But yeah, Theater be a US based company. And there's some sizes that are only $119, so might be able to find a really good deal if you have a good size foot. Unfortunately, my feet they're not very unique. A lot of people want my size shoe. There's usually not discounts. It's a blessing and a curse in a way. I have a lot of availability for shoes that I can get. They're usually not discounted because there's a lot of availability of the shoes I want to get. There's a lot of people that have my special size. But if you're looking at them, there's L1s and L2s as far as the like normal shoe. They're not going to be any different for you. They're going to perform exactly the same. I can't say that 100% sure, but like I would get whatever one's cheaper. Like they're not different. They're just the coloring is different on them, but it's the actual performance. I can't imagine would actually be different. all the specs on them are the same from what I could tell. But some of the new colors are pretty nice. Ooh, the Zach Tellender shoes tier 4 are $179. Oh, there's only 2 sizes left. They're almost out. Yeah, because Zach doesn't really do weightlifting anymore, so they're probably trying to get rid of those. Not really a good investment on their part. Oh, it looks like the black ones too are 179. That's a pretty good deal for those. This one's 269 for a new color. Now you got me looking up shoes now. Now you got me wild and out, bruv. Bruv. Oh, you can get a tier. You get a L1 for 99 bucks. It's actually it has your size. That's actually crazy. That would be crazy, brother. Kind of makes me want to get one. L1s. It's actually 99 bucks. Might unironically might get me to buy a pair. So that was only size 10. That's okay. That's why they're so cheap. They're all the weird sizes that nobody ever has. Yeah, size 16 shoe. Oh yeah, I mean, weightlifting equipment is definitely gonna distract me more, but there's just too many good deals. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Not get excited? Not want new shoes? Not want nice things? But yeah, the carbon fiber is what I have now. And I like them. I think the well, right now it looks like the Squat University ones are more discounted. That and the Teleder ones. I guess they're just trying to get rid of them, but they're just not my size. Hmm. Attack. Attack. If I wore like a size 10 shoe, I'd be able to get so many cool shoes all the time. But I don't got small feet. Ouchie. Ouchie. Like him as a brand, or like what specifically about him? Mm. Hello, Supra. 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 I'm not sure what that first word means, but as far as like the quality of his educational stuff, I don't necessarily think that it's bad per se. I think that he's clearly intelligent about how to talk about like recovery stuff, and that's it. Whatchamacallit. Why is he not checkmating me? It's just over. I don't have any time left. The quality of his information, I don't think is necessarily bad. When he's talking about like spreading your toes out more, like doing things like that, I think that's just kind of that's just not valid. Like I just don't really think that's important to really worry about. Obviously, you don't want the extreme of your foot being like smashed like a ballerina's foot, but as far as like quality of his like rehab type stuff that he has, that sort of content, I don't have any necessarily issue with, and I've used some of it, and I think that it's good, good information. Like I don't think it's bad at all. The issue that I have with Squat University is that he objectifies a lot of females in his thumbnails and kind of like intro clips. So it'll just be some like female that's bent over or some sort of like sexualized thing that he utilizes to just get more clicks on his things, and then we'll talk about some like rehab thing. So I don't really view that as like a moral thing to do, and so I don't really like that part of his content, and that's why I don't seek out his stuff as a result of that, because if it feels kind of scummy. And I know those females that are posting themselves like that want the additional attention, but I don't even know if he necessarily credits them very well in those contexts. Like he will just have like, here's a clip that you see, and it's a countdown until it's him talking, and it's just some chick's butt, and she's like, my back hurts, and then it's him talking about some sort of rehab thing. So like. It's sad because like the information itself is not bad, and like if you go to his YouTube, on at least the long form videos, it's not like he's doing anything bad with those. It's like the shorts, and then like anything on Instagram. I haven't seen a Squat U University post in a while, but I just view it as kind of scummy and kind of dirty to do that with a female to sell your products, and that's. Even with the assumption that those females are intentionally posting themselves like that to be oogled at, because they're probably, they probably need lots of fans, if you know what I mean. But even if those females wanted to be looked at like that, I just don't think that it's a moral business practice to do, even if it's effective. And it's a little tricky because really logical why he does it, because I'm sure it works really well to post females in compromised positions, but the morality of it's definitely I'd say it's not there. But I try not to be I don't really have like a big moral platform to stand on, I guess, in a lot of ways. My scummy pirates. But yeah. So I guess that's the most accurate way that I can say that I feel, is that the content itself is not bad. The information is good. But the way that his information is portrayed, you can find that information elsewhere and not have your morals corrupted. I sound like a religious zealot, but like, it's truly how I feel. Like, I just don't think that one should do that. Yeah, there's just not much I can do in this position, I don't think. Because either way, he just takes there. Unfortunately. No, it's more urgent. It's alright. I'm not bugging about losing at chess. We'll end on this win, though. But yeah, if you look up Squat University on YouTube and look at his long form videos, then the content that he posts is perfectly fine and pretty useful for people if you have whatever specific issue he's talking about. But I think I have him blocked on Instagram, and I block a lot of things on Instagram because there's just a lot of inappropriate content that's not really filtered properly and a lot of just general spam. Even though the way that I open Instagram now, I don't have advertisements. It's just a lot of really poorly curated content that's either extremely unrelated or just extremely inappropriate type content that I just don't want on my feed that Instagram doesn't ever prevent from being on your feed. And it's kind of an unfortunate side effect of being liking, exercise and training and stuff is that a lot of females will utilize the fact that they are in good shape and do fitness to leverage that, like they want to get more subscribers. And it's a very common tactic for them to, be using gym content to promote their stuff. And there's not a way to like block those people just by default. There's so many of them, and there's no way, because it's just like, oh, I'm doing a squat and it's a completely like legitimate normal squat, but then it's like click this spicy link, and it's so pervasive. And to me, it's like, as an adult, I can at least like I can get around it by like not interacting with it or blocking or whatever, but like I just feel it's so scary that Instagram allows that to be accessed by children, and it's just such a bad thing for the availability of that stuff. And then it's just like you get people addicted or trapped into that sort of thing. It becomes a conundrum for sure. So in conclusion, squat use, information good, morals bad. Moral good, or content good, moral bad. And I actually have an extension, I think it's uBlock, that I use to block just shorts in general on my desktop. So I don't actually see shorts suggested at all, which is really nice, because shorts are, and especially when you're on like your computer, like I'm never gonna click on a short that's all based on mobile on my phone or on my computer. Well, what's sad is like it fits well with the internet, obviously now and probably, ever since it's existed. But he's been doing that sort of thing for so long that I just don't respect that sort of thing. If that's like the way to get views and interactions, like I'd rather never have any sort of following than to do something like that. But it's hard to, I mean, he's trying to, I think he has a family and whatnot. So it's like, in one hand, it's kind of like gambling and whatnot. It's like, even if you think it's wrong, like you kind of understand why people do it. Now, I think a sponsorship's a little bit different than setting up your whole brand to being set up in a certain way to just that be the only way that you can get content out for people. I don't know though. IDK, my BFF, Jill. So let's see. I'm almost positive that I have him blocked on Instagram. No, I don't. I thought I did. I don't follow him. That's for sure. Oh, he messed up. I messed up. Son of a gun. I'm so stupid. Um, Oh yeah, he uses that same Indian weightlifter, and he's always posting her. So yeah, just scrolling down, like I can instantly see he has some random Jack guy, and then it's a female doing hip abduction in yoga pants, a female that doesn't really have a lot of clothes on. Some well, maybe he's got nope. Here's the thirst trap angle. Oh, that's not good. Yep, more females from behind. So I guess it's not every clip, but there's certainly a lot of females still on. But it's nothing. I think the other big issue that I would have with that is it's not him. It's not him demonstrating or talking about it at first. It's him using the clickbait of other people. Brain rot. That's a good way to describe it. But it's like immoral brain rot. Like there's brain rot where it's just literally just trash, the whole part of it. But like he tries to package his good information with brain rot. And I just, as soon as I see a female in like tight pants from, in a compromised angle, and like that's, I mean, even if it's that female, usually I just block them because it's just like, I want to look at lifting, not that content. And I guess his Instagram isn't as bad as it once was. But yeah, he has his tier 4 shoes that are on there. Getting the brand of shoes. Let's see, we're going to go. I don't know. I've never felt the need to follow his stuff. Yeah. Well, it's brain rot, unfortunately, is perpetually going to be what's there as long as AI content is able to be made really quickly and easily. And that's really what it comes from. Like when people had to make their own stuff, like they couldn't just plop in someone else's video into an AI video creator and have it create a bunch of stuff for them. Like now people can just automate everything and it just be just actually horrendous, and not like horrendous in a lot of ways. Like obviously the quality of the content it's a lot lower, but it's because it's so much more slop. It's just a lot less quality. When you're working with an AI system, it's not going to have that creative flow. It's just like if you look at AI writing, there's almost like an uncanny nature of it. I think someone had a YouTube video talking about like how to tell if it's AI writing or not. And then once you kind of see those patterns, you kind of realize just how unnatural the writing flow of like creative writing for Chat GPT is and stuff like that. Those AI models are really good for like informational type stuff or like data analysis and things that are more technical or more just straight logical. But like once it gets to creative type stuff, then it's like, oh, it's like it doesn't really understand humans, which is probably a good thing. But so a lot of the like AI slop, it's not meant to be like good or consumed or something that you want to look at in the long term. It's just like something that's supposed to get your attention. It's like candy. It's just that's essentially what it is. It's just like quick sugar. It's not quality. It's just there because it's good for the slight moment, but there's not like a long-term benefit to any sort. And that's kind of short-term content in that regard and any sort of generality. It's like it's hard to make something that's 7 seconds or 15 seconds long that's important enough to care about to look at for more than just a single time. And that part I don't think will ever change. I think the internet will be forever plagued by that sort of thing. And I don't know if it could ever be improved upon. I think it's just kind of here to stay. Fortunately or unfortunately. But I really should go and lift because I am playing really poorly. And this is normally when I crash out when I play chess, when I just like obviously keep losing and it's not enjoyable. But I do need to actually train too. I'm excited to train as well, do block stuff. But I want to end on a win, which is always the best thing that you could have an addiction to, ending on a win. That's what every gambler says. Just one more win. One more win. Yeah, so like his YouTube is fine. Just like normal, like weird thumbnails. But I mean, he's a strange guy in some ways, so it's not that remarkable. Okay. He's red. Oh, well, I'll take that. So, that being said, Jorge, appreciate you hanging in out. Yeah, so I mean, that Black Friday, like in November, I'd look around then and to see what kind of deals are there. That'd be the best value. I mean, it's good value all the time, but depends on just the time frame of that. But that's going to be your best time to purchase from them. But I'll talk to you later, brother. I don't know if I'm going to stream my training later. I probably will because I'm a psychopath, but I'm not going to go out for probably an hour. I need to drink some pre-workouts and have a little snacky poo before I go out there. So, yeah, till next time.